fil, the same word fil as this, meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is sword, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nei. Nei. Man. Yen. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bangba, okay, Bangbas is ducks. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer or quack, and here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, quack sounds vaguely like Hogun and the hok in Hogun in Korean, or waku in Japanese, and that means it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Dikhe Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cocine da boy. Posso Milao. Pote. When is it? Proteine. Utros. Protopulo. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Li. Monsieur. Livre. Liwe, livre.
맞아요. Yeah. Sí. Eso sí. 맞아요. 그렇죠. Inter. Počkej. Sí.
Oedden coginio panas.
Jacob. Hefed. 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 Hek. 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 Mwalimu.
The survey. And it's from Mu'allim.
Juma ni mwalimu mke.
Hello and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise, where we're going to be continuing our Duolingo Speedrun and see if we can get out of the Obsidian League, which I've stuck in mostly because I was streaming less for a while. This is my participation in the Polyglot Conference, and so I have 3 days to get to the top of the league. I'm going to start out with a little bit of Isizulu. Right now, I am in 8th place. The minimum to get into the promotion zone would be 1152. see what we can do.
umshayeli wami,
My driver, umshayeli wami.
Nzo.
Nzo.
mama, umsebenzi muni owenzayo. Mama, umsebenzi muni owenzayo.
Mama, umsebenzi munye wenzayo. Udokotela wami.
wami.
Yebo, ngingumshayeli.
Yebo, ngingumshayeli.
Ben, umsebenzi muni owenzayo.
Ben, what job do you do?
Amanzi.
Amanzi.
Yebo.
Yes.
Usawoti,
Salt.
Isinkwa.
No.
Isinkwa.
udokotela.
Umsebenzi muni.
Umsebenzi muni.
Ngingudokotela.
I'm a doctor. Mama.
Mama.
Umsebenzi muni wenzayo.
Udokotela.
Udokotela.
Umsebenzi muni owenzayo.
What job do you do?
Yebo, ngingudokotela. Yebo.
Yebo,
Ngingudokotela.
ngingudokotela.
Ujusi,
Ubisi.
I mean, no. Wait.
Ubisi.
umdokwe.
Udokotela.
Ben,
Ben.
umsebenzi muni
muni
owenzayo.
Owenzayo.
Yebo, ngingudokotela. Yebo, ngingumshayeli.
Ngithanda.
Which? Muphi umshayeli?
Umshayeli.
Muphi? Ngithanda. Muphi umshayeli?
Ummeli.
Lawyer.
Ushukela.
Sugar.
Uthisha. Nkosazana.
Nkosazana.
Mkhulu.
Khulu.
Umsebenzi.
Ngithanda muphi umsebenzi? Which job do you like?
Ushukela. Umabhalane.
No.
Umabhalane. Lapha. Inkawu. Baba.
Ngithanda muphi uthisha?
Uthisha. Umama ungummeli.
Mum is a lawyer.
Yebo, nginguthisha.
Yebo, nginguthisha.
Nginguthisha. Nithanda muphi umshayeli?
Which driver do you like? And I like that they are on a certain level, I like that they're encouraging this to be answered with you all. Because one of my criticisms has for a long time been that there are different ways of saying you, and it matters which one you use. And a lot of this, a lot of the exercises that you have on Duolingo really don't help you acquire that distinction. Here they're saying you all, because nitanda is you plural. Umax
Umax.
ungumabhalane.
Nkosazana.
Mum.
Umbila.
Inyathi. Ushukela.
Umax ungumabhalane. Ungumabhalane.
Umex ungumabhalane. Ungumeli.
Nithanda muphi uthisha? Nithanda muphi uthi
Ungumabhalane.
ungumabhalane.
Usara ungummeli.
Usara ungumeli. Yebo. Ungumabhalane. I had it right at first. A and not E. Okay, we're jumping to level 2. Okay, let me just make sure.
Ben, umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
Ben, what job do you do?
Nzo.
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 See, this is particularly with these phonetic identification things. They could just have different ones with each level.
Umsebenzi.
And so far they've mostly used ones that will be relatively easy to people who do not speak Bantu languages. It would be, I mean, if I were designing this, if I were going to focus on something for phonetic identification, it would be the clicks. Because there are 3 of them, and it matters which one you use. Job.
Udokotela noma umshayeli.
Umshayeli. Mama.
Mama.
Umsebenzi muni wenzayo.
Ngingumshayeli.
I'm a driver.
Mama, umsebenzi muni owenzayo? Umshayeli wami.
My driver.
Umsebenzi muni owenzayo? Yebo, ngingumshayeli.
Yes, I'm a driver. Udokotela. Umshayeli. Oh, my driver. Fuck.
Yebo, ngingudokotela lapha.
Yes, I'm a doctor here. Ben.
Ben.
Umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
Yebo, ngingudokotela.
Yes, I'm a doctor. Let me just make sure I've got the crop as it should be. Yeah, good. Okay. Oh, hang on. Okay, let's adjust that again. There we are. Okay. Ngingumshayeli.
Ngingudokotela.
I'm a doctor. Umshayeli wami.
Nithanda muphi udokotela?
Umama ungumeli.
Nithanda muphi umsebenzi? Usara ungummeli.
Sarah is a lawyer.
Umax ungumabhalane.
Max is a clock.
Nginguthisha.
I'm a teacher. Ungumeli.
Uthisha udokotela.
Yebo, ungumabhalane.
Yes, she is a clock.
Nithanda muphi umshayeli?
Umama ungummeli.
Mum is a lawyer.
Nithanda muphi uthisha?
Ungumabhalane.
Ungummeli.
There we go. Yebo. Ungumabhalane.
Yebo, nginguthisha esikoleni.
Ngisebenza lapha
Lapha
ngolwesihlanu.
ngolwesihlanu.
Ngingumshayeli esibhedlela.
I am a driver at the hospital. Esibhedlela.
NgoLwesihlanu ngisebenza esikoleni.
Nisebenza esibhedlela. Esibhedlela.
Ngisebenza lapha ngoLwesihlanu.
Ngikutisha
Nginguthisha
esikoleni.
esikoleni.
Ngingudokotela, ngisebenza esibhedlela. Nisebenza ngoLwesihlanu na?
Ngingudokotela.
Ngingudokotela
Ngisebenza esibhedlela.
esibhedlela. NgoLwesihlanu
Friday. Nisebenza esikoleni na?
ngingumabhalane esibhedlela.
I am a clock at the hospital.
Nisebenza esikoleni na?
Hla
Hla. A familiar sound for Welsh and Mongolian speakers. Ah, I forgot the na. Yes, you do need the na. Yebo. Tisha esikoleni. Unjiniyela usebenza kude.
Kude.
ka
Hell. Ubaba usebenza kakhulu.
Ngingunjiniyela.
I am an engineer.
Ubaba usebenza kakhulu.
nje
Usara usebenza kude. Usebenza kanzima.
She works hard. Utisha
Uthisha
usebenza
usebenza
kakhulu.
kakhulu. Uben usebenza kanzima. Umama usebenza kude ngoLwesibili.
Mum works far away on Tuesday.
Umax usebenza kanzima.
Usebenza kanzima.
Unjiniyela usebenza kude.
Wema usebenza kude ngoLwesihlanu.
Emma works far away on Friday.
Uthisha usebenza kakhulu.
Unjiniyela usebenza kanzima. ka
Gonna just legendarize in this as a good start to getting the XP where they need to be. Ngingudokotela.
Nzo.
Nzo. Once again, the same sound.
Udokotela noma umshayeli. Mama, umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
Udokotela noma umshayeli.
Ben, umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
Umshayeli wami.
Driver. Udokotela.
Umsebenzi muni.
That's literally the same thing.
Yebo, ngingudokotela.
Ben.
Ben,
Umsebenzi
umsebenzi muni
owenzayo. Umshayeli wami.
umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
Yebo.
Yebo.
Ngingumshayeli. Shayeli. Yebo.
Yebo.
Ngingudokotela.
Yebo, ngingumshayeli. Umsebenzi muni.
Mupi, right.
Umax ungumabhalane.
Is a clerk.
Usara ungummeli.
Is a solicitor. Let's see if that works. That should work. Umax ungumabhalane.
Nithanda muphi umshayeli?
Ungummeli.
Nithanda muphi uthisha?
Usara
ungummeli.
Umama ungummeli.
Ungumabhalane.
Nginguthisha.
Yebo, ungumabhalane.
Ungummeli.
Usara ungummeli.
Sarah is a lawyer.
Ngingudokotela, ngisebenza esibhedlela.
Nginguthisha esikoleni.
Nisebenza ngoLwesihlanu na?
Ngisebenza esikoleni.
Ngingumshayeli esibhedlela.
NgoLwesihlanu.
Nisebenza esikoleni na?
Ngingudokotela esibhedlela.
Ngisebenza lapha ngolwesihlanu. No, ngolwesihlanu. Esibhedlela.
Ngisebenza lapha ngolwesihlanu.
Nisebenza esibhedlela.
Yeah.
Hla.
Nisebenza esikoleni na?
Right, and esibhedlela. There we are.
Ubaba usebenza kakhulu.
Ngingumjiniyela.
Umama usebenza kude ngolwesibili. nje,
nje,
Uthisha usebenza kakhulu.
umax
Umax
usebenza
usebenza
kanzima.
udokotela usebenza kakhulu.
Unjiniyela usebenza kanzima. Kude.
unjiniyela usebenza kanzima.
Umax usebenza kanzima.
Sorry.
Unjiniyela usebenza kude.
Wema
Uema
usebenza kude.
ngolwesihlanu
Kulwesihlanu.
usebenza kanzima.
Okay, moving towards legendarization. Okay. Let's get these windows back in order and continue.
Ben, umsebenzi muni owenzayo? Udokotela noma umshayeli? Nzo.
Nzo.
Mama, umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
Yebo, ngingudokotela lapha.
Umshayeli wami
Ben, umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
Yebo, ngingudokotela lapha.
Umshayeli wami.
Yebo, ngingudokotela.
ngingumshayeli.
I'm a driver.
Udokotela wami Yebo, ngingumshayeli.
I am a driver.
Umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
I see somebody else has joined. Welcome. Doing a bit of isiZulu.
Ben, umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
Udokotela noma umshayeli?
Nzo.
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 Umsebenzi muni?
Let's see. Block user on YouTube. Yeah. Apparently I'm getting visible enough. that Porn Spam has decided to join the chat. Hopefully that has been taken care of now. Join the new Discord. There we go. And ngingudokotela.
Umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
Yebo, ngingumshayeli.
Udokotela.
Yebo, ngingudokotela lapha.
Ben umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
Ngingumshayeli.
I am a driver. Mama, umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
Umshayeli wami. Ngingudokotela.
I am a doctor. Ngumshayeli.
Yebo, ngingumshayeli.
Yes, I am a driver. Umshayeli muphi? Right.
Uthisha, udokotela.
Okay, it can be either mupi udokotela or udokotela mupi. So actually, I wasn't wrong on that other one.
Umax ungumabhalane.
Max is a clock.
Lithanda muphi udokotela?
Yebo, nginguthisha.
Yes, I'm a teacher. Umama ungumeli.
Nithanda muphi umshayeli?
Driver, do you like? That should have been accepted. Utisha udokotela
Usara ungummeli.
is a solicitor.
Nithanda muphi uthisha?
Yebo, ungumabhalane.
Unguthisha. Yebo ungumabhalane.
Sara ungumeli.
Ungumabhalane.
Is a clerk.
Ungummeli. Nithanda muphi umshayeli?
Usara ungummeli.
Nithanda muphi umshayeli?
Two of four, moving towards legendarization. Where are we on the league table? Okay, we're getting there.
Yebo, nginguthisha esikoleni.
At the school. ngolwesihlanu.
Ngingudokotela, ngisebenza esibhedlela.
Nisebenza esikoleni na.
NgoLwesihlanu,
Ngisebenza esikoleni.
nisebenza ngoLwesihlanu na? Ngisebenza esikoleni. Ngisebenza ngoLwesihlanu.
I work on Friday.
Ngisebenza lapha ngoLwesihlanu.
Ngingudokotela esibhedlela. Nisebenza esikoleni na? Hla,
Hla.
hla.
Nisebenza esibhedlela.
NgoLwesihlanu ngisebenza esikoleni.
And there we go.
USarah usebenza kude. Ka,
Unjiniyela usebenza kude.
nje.
Nje
Ubaba usebenza kakhulu. UBen usebenza kanzima.
Ben works hard.
Umama usebenza kude ngoLwesibili.
Dokotela usebenza kakhulu.
Uthisha usebenza kakhulu.
Udokotela usebenza kakhulu.
Usebenza kude ngoLwesihlanu.
Unjiniyela usebenza kude.
Engineer works far away. Engineer usebenza kanzima.
uMax usebenza kanzima.
Uthisha usebenza kakhulu.
Unjiniyela usebenza kanzima.
Works hard.
Usebenza kanzima.
Okay, time to legendarize. And after that, I'm going to take a little break.
Ben, umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
Yebo, ngingumshayeli.
Mama, umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
Udokotela wami.
Umshayeli wami.
My driver. Muni uwenzayo.
Ngingumshayeli.
I am a driver. Ben, umsebenzi muni uwenzayo.
Udokotela.
Doctor. Ngingumshayeli.
Umsebenzi muni owenzayo?
What work do you do? Udokotela noma umshayeli.
Yebo, ngingudokotela.
I am a doctor. Umsebenzi muni. I see somebody else has joined. Welcome. Just doing some isiZulu.
Ngingudokotela.
I am a doctor. Mama, umsebenzi muni uwenzayo.
Yebo,
Yes,
ngingumshayeli.
I am a driver. Umshayeli muphi? Ngithanda muphi umshayeli?
Umama ungummeli.
Mom is a lawyer. Tisha.
UMax ungumabhalane.
A clerk. Ngithanda muphi umsebenzi?
Yebo, nginguthisha.
Yes, I am a teacher. Umama ungummeli.
Nithanda muphi uthisha?
That should be accepted.
Nithanda muphi uthisha?
That also should have been accepted. Bloody hell. I've gotten 2 mistakes now out of 3 on something that wasn't wrong.
Nithanda muphi uthisha?
Fuck off. Yebo, ungumaphalane.
Nithanda muphi umshayeli?
Do you all like? Ungumaphalane.
Uthisha, udokotela. Usara ungummeli.
Sarah is a lawyer. Nithanda muphi uthisha?
Yebo, ungumabhalane.
Yes, she is a clerk.
Ungumabhalane.
Okay, got through that with actually 0 errors, but it was a bit unpredictable because elsewhere throughout this thing they've accepted you or you all, which is correct because you all is actually a dialect thing. There are regional there are regional variants of English where you all is common or y'all. Just as yous and yiz are also common, or in some parts of Pennsylvania, yins.
Yebo, nginguthisha esikoleni.
At a school. Sebenza ngolwesihlanu. Na.
Ngingudokotela, ngisebenza esibhedlela.
Hospital. Nginguthisha esikoleni.
Nisebenza ngolwesihlanu na?
Ngenza esikoleni.
Ngingumshayeli esibhedlela. Ngisebenza ngolwesihlanu.
I work on Friday. Ngingudokotela esibhedlela.
Ngolwesihlanu ngisebenza esikoleni.
I work at the school.
Nisebenza esikoleni na?
Ngingudokotela esibhedlela.
At a hospital.
Ngingumabhalane esibhedlela.
Okay, 1 more to go.
Uben usebenza kanzima.
Sebenza kanzima.
Ngingumjiniyela. Ubaba usebenza kakhulu.
Udokotela usebenza kakhulu.
Umama usebenza kude ngolwesibili.
Usebenza kakhulu.
Wema usebenza kude ngolwesihlanu.
On Friday, bollocks. Sarah usebenza kude.
Udokotela usebenza kakhulu.
Doctor works a lot. Injiniela usebenza kanzima.
Unjiniyela usebenza kude.
Engineer works far away.
Unjiniyela usebenza kanzima.
Uthisha usebenza kakhulu.
The teacher works a
Wema
lot.
usebenza kude ngoLwesihlanu.
Emma works far away on Friday. Okay, I have legendarized. And where are we on the league table? Well done. 868 XP today. 31 XP short of the promotion zone. Looking good, looking good. And I'm going to take a little break, and we'll be right back.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
Okay, we've leveled up, and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Uyum. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is sword, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nej. Nej. Man. Igen. Jo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba, okay, Bambas is ducks. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer. Or quack, and here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, quack sounds vaguely like hogun and the hok in hogun in Korean or waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Dikhe Ishai Fui, which means, do you want food? But, yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cine da boy. Posso Milao. Pote. When is it?
Right, I'm back, and it is time to pick another language. So we will put on the eye mask of randomization and see where we end up. Arabic. Now, fun pro tip. This is good for learning how to read the writing and learning some basic pronunciation, but it will not get you anywhere in Arabic-speaking countries because nobody talks like this. I mean, when you go to Arabic-speaking countries, it's a complete... I mean, the words are completely different. They have different etymologies as well. Oh, well, I am now in the promotion zone. It is just completely different, so... that is a thing to keep in mind.
جحخ
جحخ
جحخ جح خجح
خجخ
جح
جح
حج
Hij. Thank you for the follow, Tim Flo.
حج
Hij. Well, do I like what, the language or the way Duolingo does it? Hij.
حج جو
Jou.
جو حو
Ho. The language is interesting. I've never gotten very far in it. Like, I've gotten beyond this. I can read it. I mean, I can read the writing system just fine. I learned that quite a long time ago, actually, when I was learning Farsi. But I've never gotten very far. Oh no, there have been words. They have a weird way of arranging this. Where they throw in these sorts of drills around the writing system, and then you continue on with the lesson, and then you have sentences. So there have been words all throughout this thing. Who.
خو
Who.
خو
Who.
خو
Who. Right. Kursi. Fun fact, in Spanish, in at least some variants of Latin American Spanish, kursi means tacky. Ana. Kursi.
هذا كرسي أبيض جديد.
This is a new white chair.
حاسوب
Yeah, it means I. Hey, hur mår du?
حاسوبك سريع وغالي.
Your computer is fast and expensive.
مكتب الأستاذ واسع جدا.
The professor's office is very spacious. Ay, gedali.
قلم الأستاذ غالي.
The professor's pen is expensive.
هذا قلم الأستاذ.
هذا
هذا
قلم الأستاذ. الأستاذة.
مكتب الأستاذ في بيتي.
Mrs. Office is in my house.
حاسوب الأستاذ غالي.
My next stream is going to be tomorrow afternoon, actually. And it's actually Elise. Okay, حاسوب الأستاذ غالي. The professor's computer is expensive.
هذا مكتب.
This is an office. Sir, this is a Wendy's. مكتب.
مكتب. هذا حاسوب الأستاذ.
This is the professor's computer.
كرسي القطة أبيض.
The cat's chair is white. All chairs are the cat's chair, though.
هذا كرسي القطة.
This is the cat's chair.
حاسوب.
الأستاذ.
حاسوبك.
حاسوبك.
سريع. وغالي.
Where are you joining us from, Tim? صحيفة.
رقم غريب.
Weird number. Duolingo category? Oh, well, I pretty much every time I'm doing this, I'm streaming Duolingo. I use Duolingo as a vehicle to come up with language-related topics to talk about. Yeah. お元気ですか? حكوس.
هذا رقم غريب.
هذا
رقم غريب.
Could be. What time zone are you in?
هذه صحيفتي.
This is my newspaper. ما هو ja. Goed mogelijk. The text sizes. ما هو لون المفضل. What is something? I'm not sure. As I said, my Arabic is not that great. This is my newspaper.
رقم هاتف لبناني.
For some reason, it seems like Arabic font sizes. Oh, my favorite color? Just wrote. For some reason, which I can't explain, Arabic font sizes seem to run small. So I have to really add as font size that I can normally read with no trouble in pretty much any other writing system. I have to squint for Arabic. رقم هاتف لبناني. Lebanese phone number? ここも寒いわ。風も強くて。رقم هاتف.
رقم هاتف أمريكي.
American phone number.
صحيفة المهندس بنية.
The Important Engineers newspaper. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's right. Oh, well, I have a pretty big monitor. It's just the font size comes out small for me. It may be that I have different fonts. But I mean, it's the same with just about any Arabic font that I've ever used. I always have to increase it in order to get sort of equivalent size.
قطة المهندس ذكية.
The engineer's cat. The engineer's smart cat. Oh, fuck. I misclicked. That's why I couldn't find is. I had put it in there at the beginning.
صحيفتك غالية.
Your newspaper is expensive.
غرفة المهندس في مكتبي.
The engineer's room is in my office.
رقم هاتف المهندس غريب جدا.
The engineer's phone number is very weird. Weird is a word that, gharib is a word that Arabic Duolingo likes a lot. Everything gets described as weird eventually.
صحيفة المهندس قديمة.
The engineer's newspaper is old. By the way, I now have a Discord server, and you can all join it here.
هذا رقم هاتف المهندس.
This is the engineer's phone number.
قطة المهندس فرنسية.
The engineer's cat is French. Yes, just yesterday, in fact.
رقم هاتف المهندس جديد.
The engineer's phone number is new. ثلاثة وأربعين. يوغاتا وانه.
غرفة المهندس في بيتي.
The engineer's room is in my house.
صحيفة المهندس بنية.
The engineer's newspaper is brown. Oh, thank you, yes. I mean, ideas are welcome. In fact, I have an entire channel in there for suggestions and stuff. Because I've never really done a whole lot with Discord.
قطة المهندس ذكية.
The engineer's cat is smart. Yeah, Farsi is not on Duolingo. In fact, there's basically no language that I have any knowledge of that I actually started studying on Duolingo. Farsi is an Indo-European language. It uses the Arabic writing system. It has a lot of Arabic loan words, but fundamentally it is an Indo-European language, and it's really fascinating actually, because it's sort of at the roundabout that connects the Indo part of Indo-European to the European part. So you find lots of words that are actually that are cognates with words that you'll be kind of familiar with. No, it does not for the most part use the haraka. It does not use the explicit vowels for the most part. I mean, in learner's materials, and if it's an unfamiliar word, it'll be in there. But and it does use, to some extent, Arabic internal plurals. Like, a lot of the time there's more than one kind of plural. Like, you can say, like the word for house is manzel, and you can say manzel ha. That is the Farsi plural. But you can also say menazel. Yeah, Farsi is lovely. Or say saifa, like a page. That can be saifha. or it can be suyuf. Okay, 3 of 5. I would say there are a fair number of them, but you get used to it, and they're. I mean, my Fosse isn't great, although I can kind of have a conversation in it and understand a little bit when I read. So, yeah, I mean, there are long and short vowels, like there's a and all, and the way you make the difference is that if it's got aleph, then it is a long one. You know, and then there's e and e, and, you know, if you see an actual ya, for the most part, that means that it is e, but if it's short, it's e. You know, and o and u. The short version is o, and then if you see va or wa in Arabic, then it is u. One of the more complicated things is that there's something called ezafe, which links words. Like if you want to do, say, the big house, you say manzel e bozorg. Bozorg means big. And what that means, and that ezafe is the e. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, the unwritten vowels are the same ones that would go unwritten in Arabic. So that e is a linking word. Hello, Ether Polyglot, welcome. The one that would have been the absolute hardest for me was Japanese. That took the longest. I mean, there are languages that I haven't succeeded in picking up really at all, though that I have tried. They're also rather difficult. I saw you were playing Fortnite, apparently. That I found difficult. Like, Georgian's pretty difficult. There's all sorts of complexities in verb forms and stuff like that, and it's also just hard to find the kind of materials I like to work with. Liji. Kanji, see, the thing about kanji is it starts out being hard and it stays hard for a while, but when you get used to them and you know a fair number of them, it becomes harder to read without them. Like, I mean, that was one of the major difficulties when I was getting started in Korean, because Korean also has a huge number of Chinese loanwords. In fact, they are largely the same Chinese loanwords as in Japanese, with roughly the same meanings a lot of the time. Yeah, nobody knows all the kanji. There are too many of them. There are tens of thousands of them. But in Korean, for the most part, you do not have Chinese characters indicating which ones they are, and there are huge numbers of homophones. There are huge numbers of Chinese loanwords that are pronounced the same way. And the only way you can tell them apart when reading, a lot of the time, is which characters are used. And in Korean, you don't have the characters. So, I've found that quite difficult. Yeah, I mean, with Japanese, I mean, the thing you have to get used to coming from English is there's a completely different way of structuring expressions. The order of things is different. There are all these verb forms you have to deal with. Then you have the sentence ending particles like ze, yo, ne, na, zo, wa. You know, all that stuff. I mean, there are all sorts of features that are really difficult to get used to. And just, you know, well, I mean, with a lot of languages and writing systems, it's just like that. I personally find it's easier to read most of the time than listen. I find it just easier if I've got a text in front of me and it's not going anywhere. Liji.
بخار
Bukhar. Bukhar.
بخار مح
Muh.
مح
Muh.
مح مح حاج
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 حاج.
جاخ
Oh, the bollocks. There we
حاج
go.
جاخ
Jach. Oh, yeah. Well, that's a lot of things. Like, I mean, in English you got that too, because there are lots of homophones. You got words that are spelt totally differently, pronounced basically the same, totally different meaning. Jach.
جاخ خوح
Hoch. Hoch.
خوح خول
Cool.
خول
Okay, there we go. And one more of these
أين
till we level.
الصحيفة
Where is the newspaper?
مكتب الأستاذ كبير وجميل
The professor's office is big and pretty. Yeah, in Egypt, also in Iraqi Arabic, that's also pronounced that way, and in actually in Palestinian Arabic too, is my understanding. Yeah, I mean, they're using the MSA, they're using MSA all the way, basically, which is part of why the vocabulary is often kind of useless.
مكتب الأستاذ واسع
مكتب
مكتب
الأستاذ
الأستاذ
واسع.
واسع الصحيفة غالية
Newspaper is expensive. Must be the Financial Times.
غرفة القطة كبيرة جدا
The cat's room is very big. No, big, damn it.
غرفة الأستاذ رانيا المكتب
The office.
صحيفة الأستاذ في بيتي
The professor's newspaper is in my house.
غرفة الأستاذ محمد واسعة
Room is spacious.
المكتب واسع
No, my thoughts are still the same. It's something that can be useful to sort of gauge your progress to some extent. The stories I continue to think are quite good, and really the best thing that Duolingo has on it. But I would say that the primary language learning tool should be something else.
الصحيفة بنية
The newspaper is brown.
غرفة القطة قديمة
The cat's room is old.
غرفة الأستاذ رانيا واسعة جدا
Professor Ranya's room is very spacious.
هذه غرفة
neat.
الأستاذ محمد
This is Professor Muhammad's... Oh, fuck. Is Professor Muhammad's Khurfa. Yeah, I mean, the way that I learn languages, like Duolingo stories in general, that is something that is the part that I think is actually potentially really useful. Because it is comprehensible input. It isn't a whole lot of it. It's a relatively small chunk at a time. And it gives you narrative context, and it is compelling. You know, you have these twists and things there's always something weird that happens, and so you're always kind of paying attention to see what the weird thing is going to be this time. And that is those are the ingredients for the kind of implicit learning that the language acquisition device that we have in our heads does the best with. Duolingo should have kids books, and then it teaches you the words from the book on purpose, so when you have selected something like that would be cool. Yeah, actually this is similar to the method that I tend to use. My favorite thing to do, and this kind of segues nicely, is I was going to talk about a little language learning problem that I've got going on. Bilinguap. Never heard of it, but it sounds interesting. See, one of my ways of really getting a start in languages is I take a book that I know extremely well. I've read it a million times. I know it practically by heart. And I try to find a translated edition in my target language. And this works pretty well for me, because the way it works is, first of all, it's a story I like. It's comprehensible because I already know what's going on. I know basically what people are saying. It's compelling because it's an interesting story. And I can my brain can focus on how things are being said, since I already basically know what's being said. Now, so in that book, because I started doing this in the 1990s, let me just switch windows so make sure this is in focus and address that piece of errant hair. Oh, well, that's just made it worse. This is, let's try it this way. Yeah, there we go. John Grisham's The Firm. I started doing this in the 90s, and that was a really easily available book in translation, and I just continued with it. I've read that in huge numbers of and I don't know, probably like 15, 16 languages. I've got tons of translated editions of John Grisham and Stephen King in my library. But here's the thing. With Chinese, the problem is, I can read this and understand, I can look at this page and I understand most of what's going on. You can point out a given random sentence in there and I can tell you what it says. Because I understand the characters. I know a whole lot of kanji from learning Japanese and everything like that, so I've got a few thousand of them. So I can make sense out of all of it. The problem is, what's missing there is the actual pronunciations. And I can guess at the pronunciations to some extent, because there are predictable phonetic shifts between Japanese and Korean, and Chinese and Vietnamese, etc. However, there's one bit that I can't reliably guess, and that's the tone. Because that doesn't figure into these conversions. Yes, I know, I've been picking up new people. Like last night I got 2 new followers. Things have been getting pretty active. I am up to, let me see how many followers. 69 followers. Nice. Arabic calligraphy? Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's have a look. So, the way I'm trying to address this is, I figure if I can find the audiobook, if I can either find an ebook of this in Chinese, which would allow me to just look up the tones and stuff like that. The way you can look up the readings of kanji, if you've got a Japanese Kindle book, you can just hold down your finger on a word and it'll look it up and it'll give you the reading and stuff, and it's really handy. Or get the audiobook of it. Cool. So that is my little language learning problem. Just a reminder to pick up the supermarket order that I had tried to place yesterday and was a complete disaster because of all sorts of bullshit involving a new card that no electronic device in the world seemed to want to interface with.
صحيفة الأستاذ في مكتب الأستاذ.
The professor's newspaper is in the professor's office.
صحيفة الأستاذ.
The professor's newspaper.
المكتب غريب.
The office is weird. Everything gets to be weird at least once or twice in Arabic
غرفة
Duolingo.
القطة كبيرة جدا.
The cat's room is very big. Okay, we've leveled up, and it is time to pick another language. Okay, up to 1236 at the bottom of the promotion zone, but in it nonetheless, so that's cool. I believe there is nothing more to do other than Diamond League after this, so let's bring that on, and we're going to randomly select something here. My $5 tier patrons, in addition to getting early access to my instructional videos, like my Learn Korean Through Music series that I've started creating, also get to pick a language for me out of any language that Duolingo does, at least once a day, once per stream. Let's see, where's this end up? Finish! Okay, good. Where the hell did my glasses go? Oh, come on. I just had them a second ago. Oh, okay. I see it here. Checking it out now. Here, let me pull this. I'm gonna pull this up so we can all see it here. That is neat. I can see some Arabic letters in there. Although, oh god, I'm trying to figure out what order to even read it in. Like, do I start with the tail? Do I start with the leg? Okay. Yeah, I mean... but is it bottom right? Is it top right? Because you could start with the back leg. See... back. Yeah, I can't make out the leg. The a kickback. Kick. Quebec. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that wrong there. Okay. Yummy.
Minä syön kakkua.
I am eating cake. I would like to be eating cake too.
Mitä tämä on, lakritsia?
What is this, licorice? Oh, I see. Onko teillä lakritsia?
Kilo lakritsia, kiitos.
A kilogram of licorice, please. Can't imagine wanting any licorice, let alone that much. I find it tastes horrible. But they seem to like it rather a lot in Finland. Oh, I left out of. Bloody hell. Yes. Okay, but yeah, I thought that R, because it's got a little thing in it. I thought that was ka. I mean, the final ka, not a ra. Yeah. Now it makes sense. Totally.
Syötkö sinä pullaa?
Do you eat pulla?
Tyttö ostaa mämmiä, kermaa ja sokeria.
The girl is buying meat, cream, and sugar. Oh, okay.
Onko sinulla tarpeeksi karkkia?
Do you have enough candy? Onko kilo karkkia liikaa vai liian vähän?
Pala piirakkaa, kiitos.
A piece of pie, please. Piirakkaa.
Paljonko nuo pirtelöt maksavat?
How much do those milkshakes cost?
Paljonko nämä omenat maksavat? Paljonko? Omenat.
Paljonko nämä pullot maksavat? Karkki. Tämä. 2.
2.
Vanha. Ostaa. 4. Syöttekö
Söpö.
Piirakkaa. Maito.
Lämmin.
Liha. Well, yes, because what's the deal with that is it has these long and short vowels. Like Finnish and Italian, one thing they do have in common is that they both are very vowel heavy.
Kilo lakritsia, kiitos.
A kilo of licorice, please.
Hillo.
Mitä sinä syöt, jäätelöä ja hilloa?
What are you eating? Ice cream and jam.
Mitä te syötte, salmiakkia?
What are you eating? Salmiakki.
Mitä te syötte? Kiisseliä.
What are you eating? Kissel.
Kahvi on tummaa ja vahvaa.
The coffee is dark and strong, just the way I like it. Vahvaa.
2 pulloa simaa, kiitos.
2 bottles of mead, please. Never had Finnish mead. Minä olen Elisi. Shamaanit asuvat Suomessa. Haluatteko te juoda simaa vai mehua? Simaa, kiitos.
Paljonko tämä hillo maksaa?
How much does this jam cost? Simaa.
He istuvat
Partnership.
maassa ja juovat limonadia.
They are sitting on the ground and drink lemonade. Which are the special ones? I'm not sure how many of them I actually know. So that's not an Arabic an area of Arabic that I've really looked at.
Minä juon nyt kahvia.
I am now drinking coffee.
Mitä salmiakki on? Se on karkkia.
Oh, interesting. They have those in the Torah as well. No, I don't think I know any of those. What is salmiakki? It is candy. It tastes very heavily of licorice.
Paljonko nämä viinerit maksavat?
How much do these danishes cost? Interesting that danishes in Finnish are viineri. Viineri is vina from German, Viennese. The Arabic numerals, yes, those are used. Kyne.
Kyyne.
Juo. Kahvia.
Kahvia.
Ja. Syö.
Syö.
Viineriä.
Viineriä.
Mitä syötte?
Syötte.
Kisseliä.
Kiisseliä.
Rahka.
Rahka.
Me emme myy glögiä.
We do not sell glögi. Oh, that's a pity. I could go for some of that.
Myymme vain kahvia.
We sell only coffee. Oh, fuck. I misclick. Why sell only coffee? Yeah, not that.
Ostan kermaa ja hilloa, koska haluan täytekakkua.
Am buying cream and jam because I want layered cake.
Tuo piirakka on
Layered
amerikkalainen
cake?
herkku.
That pie is an American delicacy. What pie would that be?
Lörtsy on suomalainen herkku.
Is a Finnish delicacy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true enough. Dis echt waar.
Montako korvapuustia haluatte?
How many cinnamon rolls do you want? Lots. I want lots.
Turistit haluavat maistaa simaa.
The tourists want to taste mead. Ja, en Afrikaans. Ja, dat weet. Minä haluan maistaa salmiakkia. Minähän en halua.
Leo, haluatko sinä lisää täytekakkua?
Do you want more layered cake? I've never seen it written layered cake in my life. In any variant of English. It's always layer cake.
Anteeksi,
Or gatto.
missä rahkat ovat? Ne ovat tuolla.
Excuse me, where are the quarks? They are over there.
1 korvapuusti ja lasi maitoa, kiitos.
A cinnamon. Oh, I see. 1 cinnamon roll and a glass of milk, please. Yes, it is French.
Paljonko tuo täytekakku maksaa?
How much does that layered cake cost?
Tuhmapörröinen koira syö 2 lörtsyä.
The naughty, fluffy dog eats 2 lurtsu. Oh, does it? Yeah, just... Muziekberichten. Okay. A layer cake is gatto. It's when you have a layer of cake and then there's some sort of filling, chocolate or it's jam or, some sort of nougat thing or nuts. And then there's another layer of cake. That's a layer cake. Or a gatto in other parts of the English-speaking world. Okay, let me get my bloody windows as I... Nisoni. So. It's 2 lurtsu.
Paljonko nuo isot korvapuustit maksavat?
How much do those big cinnamon rolls cost?
He myyvät nykyään myös karkkia. He myyvät nykyään myös karkki.
No, onko sinulla jotain herkkua?
Myymme vain kahvia.
We only sell coffee. Three of 5.
Banaani. Anteeksi, mutta missä banaanit ovat?
Excuse me, but where are the bananas? Suklaa.
Suklaa. Tämä suklaa on halpaa, mutta hyvää.
This chocolate is cheap but good.
Tuo leivos on pieni ja halpa.
That pastry is small and cheap.
Kahvilat ovat vielä kiinni.
The cafes are still closed.
Kinuski on venäläistä herkkua.
A Russian delicacy. You've never seen a cake where you have you have cake and then there's jam or chocolate or something. Literally never heard that. Not in Canada either.
Saavatko ne lisää maitoa?
They get more milk.
Anteeksi, paljonko 5 Karjalan piirakkaa maksaa?
Excuse me, how much do 5 Karelian pasties cost? Tämä Karjalan piirakka on täydellinen.
Kahvilat ovat jo auki.
The cafes are already open.
Saada.
Saada. Kahvilassa. Haluatko maistua kinuskia? Maksaako tuo leivos paljon? Mitä
Mitä
haluatte syödä?
Syödä.
Jäätelöä
Jäätelöä.
ja
Ja
kinuskia.
kinuskia.
Voi.
Voi.
Onko tuo voi suomalaista?
Is that butter Finnish? Except, I mean, I've been to Canada and it's always called layer cake everywhere I've been there too. Vai on tuossa, mutta missä veitsi on? Voi. Raha.
Raha.
Yeah, I mean, I say Z too.
Minulla on vain vähän rahaa, mutta haluan ostaa 2 piirakkaa.
I only have a bit of money, but I want to buy 2 pies.
Tämä marja on herkullinen.
Berry is delicious. Herkullinen.
Sulavatko ne?
It is indeed. Are they melting?
Yksi lörtsy, kiitos. Suolainen vai makea?
two. Please. Savory or sweet? Ah, shit, I thought I was clicking or. Damn it.
Yksi kahvi. Mustana, kiitos.
1 coffee, black, please. Mustana, kiitos.
Kuppi kahvia ja munkki, kiitos.
A cup of coffee and a donut, please.
Tämä leipä on liian suolaista. Tämä.
Leipä
on
liian suolaista. Paljonko 2 munkkia maksaa? Salmiakki on sekä suolaista että makeaa. So when you say spam kill, is that like crap flooding? When you just throw a whole bunch of garbage input at something until it can't keep up? Sulaa.
Sulaa.
Vaari.
Juusto.
2. Yhteis. Voi on tuossa, mutta missä veisi on?
Yksi lörtsy, kiitos. Suolainen vai makea?
Oh wow, I have caused a dispute. Interessant. Okay, gonna pick a new language, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I think I burned my throat last night on my wonderful hot soup. So I have a sore throat, and the annoying thing, does anyone else have it happen where, like, if you say you hurt your eye or something like that, suddenly the rest of your body decides that it must be sick, and starts like aching like it is, even though it actually isn't? Yeah. This is interessant. Okay. Even zien waar ons toe gaan. Ah, Japanese. Okay, that'll be fun. Yeah, I call it the rest of my body going out in sympathy, in solidarity. Okay, gonna take a little break. Talk amongst yourselves.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
Okay, we've leveled up, and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squad, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nej. Nej. Man. Igen. Jo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba. Okay, Bambas is ducks. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer or quack, and here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for quack sounds vaguely like hogun and the hok in hogun in Korean or waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Dikhe Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cine da boy. Posso Milao. Pote. When is it? Proteine. Utros. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Leave.
Monsieur.
See.
Livre. Liwe livre.
Maciej.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Se. Isoki. Majeje. Proč? Inte. Počkej. A. Se.
Oilen coginio panas.
هقب هفد
Hefe.
هفد
Hefe.
هفد هفد حق حق حق
Okay, and we're back. Tadaima. じゃあ、日本語の練習をやりましょう。
Machi.
One thing you've got to watch out for with the pronunciations here, they're often unnatural. There's issues with pitch accent and stuff. I wouldn't put too much stock in the exact way that these are pronounced here.
門を開けてください。門を開けてください。
門。中村さんは小さな町に住んでいます。
Lives in a small town. Ah,
彼の町はちょっと小さいです。
彼の
町は
ちょっと
小さいです。
母は新しい自動車を買いました。
My mother bought a new automobile. That's a bit odd, both in Japanese and English. You'd say kuruma, or car, and in English, car. Yeah, nobody says bought a new automobile. What is this, 1920? Tokyo. 自動車。門。町。土曜日。
家の前に門があります。
There is a gate in front of the house. 母は新しい自動車を買いました。
私の町はとても大きいです。
私の町だって It's 町。See, this is they're using machine text to speech apps for this, and so it sees machi. That kanji is also pronounced cho in compounds like Nagata-cho as a subdivision of a city, or in some cases as a subdivision of a prefecture. But in this case, it is machi, and it does correctly say machi above the character there. But the computer did not understand the difference. My town is very large. Mon. Machi. 自動車。母。So. Oh, wait a second. It did it, and this time, the last thing, I didn't know you could turn it off. That's just on by default. And and it's actually good to have the Latin text here because I'm noticing things that are wrong in here. Like, it said, the machine pronounced haha correctly, but it said wawa in the text, which is not what that is. 私の町はとても大きいです。Yeah, I mean, people say that, but there are lots of different ways. And one of my major criticisms in the Japanese and the Korean as well, is there are although it's something that it would be very difficult to take into account every single possible correct translation. So, and it's individual course creators who have to come up with every correct answer for this. Like, this could also be my town is, my town, you wouldn't say, Machi isn't, it could be city, I guess, but it's usually a bit smaller than city. I would say town, depending on, unless it's Chul, which is like a district. It's a kind of urban district a lot of the time. とてもすごく偉く Yeah, there are lots of ways that you could say very there.
図書館で本を読みます。
She reads a book at the library. See, I'm testing this out. I'm guessing it wants I, but there's no actual explicit subject here. This is subdropping, as they call it, which, prodrop. Prodrop. Subdrop is something completely different. 図書館で本を読みます. That just says present tense read book at library. So that can be he, she, they, everybody. Let's see, does this accept she? And no. Okay, and it says books, which is correct. It can also be books. Hon can be a book, it can be the book, and it can be books and the books. There are lots of things that could be.
この図書館には500冊の本があります。この図書館には500冊の本があります。
It's a small library.
自動車は持っていません。
I do not have a car. この図書館には500冊の本があります。
この学校は大きな門と小さな門があります。
Is a small gate, a large gate, and a small gate at this school. Yeah, but the thing is, without context, that's not actually true. Without context, it can mean anything. With context, it can become more specific. It can, that sentence with no context can be pretty much anything. Any pronoun can be applied to that. Okay, see, they did take into account that it can be plural and singular at least. 交番。
交番。
お手洗いはどこですか？
お手洗いはどこですか？
には
バカだ。
か。
エレベーターはありますか？
No. Is there a lift?
彼女のアパートは大学から遠いです。彼女のアパートは大から遠いです。
交番に行きます。
I am going to the police box.
お手洗いに行きます。
お手洗いに行きます。
エレベーターに乗りません。
I will not take the elevator. And again, this can be I, this can be you, this can be he, she, it, they. But there's no question there either. Yeah, except that logic is wrong, is the thing. That logic is wrong, and not only that, it's just extremely unusual. You're going to experience these things with absolutely no context. That is one of the weaknesses of this, because a lot of the things that you have to learn in Japanese, the only way you're ever going to learn them implicitly is if there's some kind of narrative context going on.
コンビニは24時間空いています。コンビニは2、10、4時間空いています。
彼女の
アパート
は大学から遠いです。Oh well, I mean, in Japanese, if you were like saying that that something is your name, you would say, I mean, you'd more likely say ティムと申します。ティムという名前はティムとかそういうことはより自然だ。Oh, got distracted.
兄は小さなアパートに住んでいます。
Yeah. Although most of the time you'd tend to start out more formally. I mean, depending on who you're introducing yourself to.
デパートで服をたくさん買いました。
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in fact, I mean, you wouldn't, even when you're using an explicit pronoun, you would be more likely to use something other than kare or kanojo. Mostly you would use names, titles, and things like that. I mean, same with you. I mean, here, you is always anata. But anata is actually a very awkward thing to be using by default all over the place. You would more likely use a person's name or a title. You would say, you know, how are you? You know, if the person, you say you're talking to, you know, I don't know, Yoshimoto Manabu. Somebody called Yoshimoto Manabu. You'd say, Yoshimoto-san, o genki desu ka? And that's like, how are you? I bought a lot of clothes at the department store. Yeah, well, it's shit with actually teaching speech levels in general. I mean, they do a little bit better with that in the stories in Japanese. You do get to see a little bit of how the speech levels shake out in actual conversation there, and I think they do that reasonably well. But here, like, I mean, occasionally they will just have contextless examples that are tameguchi, that are plain speech. And when you do Japanese when you do Korean through Japanese or Japanese through Chinese, you get keigo. There's a whole section on keigo. Here, they do some keigo, but they don't really do anything that would let you know that it is keigo. And they sometimes use tameguchi, and they don't really explain, you know, they didn't do anything that would clue you into why it would be tameguchi. Yeah, except the thing is, you really do need to know them. I mean, especially a lot of things like, for example, I mean, if you go into, like, just a coffee shop in Japan and place an order, you will get keigo in response. Anytime you're dealing with people in customer service, you'll be getting a lot of keigo. Like, yeah, so, like, for example, for here to go, the way people say that in Japanese, like, it would be, 店内でお召し上がりですか? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And it's really, this is one of the real weaknesses of the way the reason this is contextless is there's an AI. And that AI, the only basis it has for deciding which things to show you is it looks at how many people quit immediately after seeing a thing, and they decide it based on that. So you don't get the narrative context that would begin to really make this make sense. Gado のレストランは10時 に
に
開きます。
ます。
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things are just bound to fail with this way of doing it. I mean, this is why I say, really, if they just scrapped the rest of this stuff and and did stories to illustrate all these concepts, it would be so much more effective. You'd retain it so much better. It would give you the context that allows the language acquisition device to actually do its thing. Plus, there's so many things, like with Japanese, context is everything. Same with Korean, really. Much more so than with a lot of languages, because there are so many things, verb forms and stuff like that, that totally depend on the context.
大きいデパートはどこにありますか？
コンビニはに14
時間空いてますています。
手洗いが大切です。
Washing one's hands is important.
この町に交番はありますか？
Is there a police box in this town? See, there they got it right. There they said konomachi. It should have been konomachi, and it was konomachi, which is also just weird. I don't see, both of those, I don't see why that would get it wrong in the one and get it right in the other. I mean, there's nothing in the context, in those phrases, that would make one more likely than the other. You could just as well say konocho ni if you're talking about, like, the subdivision, like Nagatacho or whatever. 彼女のアパートは大学から遠いです。Yeah, it probably was random. Oh god, that sounds like an absolutely amazing combination of cuisines. I love Indian food especially. Like vindaloo is my comfort food. Vindaloo with chili naan and some samosas and some pakora. I can read Devanagari. I have a little bit more trouble with the Urdu script. Just because, like, the conventional way it's done, where it's piled on top. But I can read Devanagari just fine. Roka.
玄関はどこですか?
Is the entrance. Okay, that's not a great translation. I mean, yeah, it's more like an entryway. Because the entrance is iriguchi. That is just literally the door to get in. Genkan is an actual area by the front door of somebody's house, for example. Then I like it, but I find it difficult. Is like an area of usually about 3 to 5 feet just beyond the door where you take your shoes off. Because they pile everything on top of each other, and I find it difficult to figure out what dots go with what letter.
廊下で待ってください。
廊下で待ってください。Oh, I accidentally almost closed. Oh, wow. Okay, that sounds interesting. I occasionally do. I've been learning French cooking techniques lately. But my sort of main cuisine that I cook is Italian. So I've been experimenting with using French techniques to do Italian ingredients and see what I get, and it's really quite good.
戸を開けてください。
Please open the door.
家には玄関から入ります。
家には玄関から
から
入
入
り
り
ま
ます
す。戸を
を
開
開
けて
けて
ください。
ください。
玄関の戸は閉めてください。玄関の戸は閉め
閉め
て
てくだ
くだ
さい。Yes, indeed. I mean, have you ever had chifa? See, there's this old Chinese community that's been there. It's one of the oldest Chinese communities in this hemisphere in Peru. And so they took, their ways of cooking, combined it with, with the ingredients that you can, the ingredients and cooking techniques and things that exist in Peru, indigenous cooking, like Quechua cooking, and the, Peruvian ingredients and stuff. And it is the most amazing thing. They basically sort of invented Chinese fusion cooking in Peru in the mid-19th century. And the result of this is the Chinese food in Peru is just amazing. And you get huge portions, because in Peru, huge portions are a very common thing. 廊下で
廊下で
待
待
ってください。と、玄関、
玄関、
交番、
交番、
廊下
廊下
も。Oh, that's right. Oh no, 이롭소. That's your language is fine. I've been saying fuck fair a bit as well. There's Chifa. Well, I guess if it was going to be any place in North America, it would be in Toronto. Oh, that sounds so good. God, I've never eaten badly in Toronto. この病院の
病院の
廊下
廊
は
下は
と
とても
ても長いです。I mean, Toronto is just incredible food wherever you go. I mean, the Greek food is good, the Chinese food rocks. There's even really good Mexican food, despite being rather far from Mexico. I mean, there's amazing pizza in various idioms.
交番、
廊下
廊下
と
と
も
門、
玄関。玄関
玄
で
関
entrance way is
の
a better translation of 玄関 or entryway. Whoa. Or yeah, well, I would work too. In this context, 閉めてください。
この病院の廊下はとても長いです。
The hallways in this hospital are very long. Yeah, and you've got Greek bookstores, you got Korean bookstores, Chinese bookstores. I mean, yeah, I love Toronto. I love spending time there. God, it's been years since the last time I did. I spent like a month there. Mexican India, there is Mexican Punjabi cooking out there. There's a Punjabi community in northern Mexico. The food in that area has to be bloody incredible. I mean, because Mexican and Indian ingredients go together really, really well. Because, I mean, Mexico already was using a lot. They were on a trade route to India for ages. So there are lots of Indian ingredients shared, ingredients shared already between Mexican and Indian food. I experimented with taking like a vindaloo and then fajitas. Oh, you like native lang too, I take it. It's funny, somebody asked me about hard languages last night, and I used that word as an example of why bloody Georgian is a bit challenging. I have never really learned a whole lot of Georgian. I would love to learn Georgian. It's a fascinating language, and I love their wine. Georgian food's really good, too. There's a Georgian restaurant I went to in Prague several years back. Oh god, it was expensive as hell. I mean, by Prague standards, really expensive. But the wine was amazing, and the sauces were good, and Georgian bread I could just eat endlessly. この部屋には、
この部屋、ゴロ、
box には、塔が2つあります。ゴールグッパなんだこれ。Let me see. Veg recipes of India. Pani puri. Let me add block. There's too much crap on this thing. So, tamarind. So, tamarind water with some, mint leaves, cumin, fennel, black pepper, cardamom, mortar and pestle. Uncle Raj's favorite. Mango powder, kachdi, bell powder, black salt. Okay, a mint chutney, okay. Liking it. And then the stuffing, so dal. And then, okay, potatoes, aloo. Buonasera, come stai? Okay, so you take the puri. Oh god, that sounds good. That sounds incredible. Yeah, I've never seen that before. That sounds very Southern Indian. They seem to like the big, fluffy, round breads a lot in Southern India. Okay, that is one correct answer. It is not the only one. Skrivi, as in the way verbs are formed in Georgian. See, this is one of the things that I consider a challenge. I mean, Georgian verb forms are just so complicated. They fascinate me. There are two doors in this room.
玄関に靴がたくさんあります。
There are many shoes in the entryway.
廊下を歩きます。
I walk down the corridor. Oh, wow. Yeah, I've been having a bit of a rough go of it the past few weeks as well. Seems to be improving a bit, though. Oh, God, that sounds really good. Now I want to make this.
電車の切符を買います。電車の切符を買います。
階段を上がって
ください。
どこかに行きましょう。どこかに行きましょう。
That is so weird that they divide it up like this. Masho, I mean, yeah, in colloquial speech you will sometimes hear masho, but it is not really an independent thing. You would say masho with the attached to it. The way Duolingo divides up Japanese words is kind of weird balls. 階段を登りました。
切符を買いました。
Good. That one they did take into account that the subject doesn't have to be I. Kippu
切符、
も
門、
階段
階段、
と
と、
交番。
階段を登りました。
I went up the stairs. 切符、
切符、
玄関、
玄関、
階段、
階段、
廊下
廊下。
と。No, I mean, it's actually the AI decides how to divide this up. The result, because I know this because there are lots of things where it gets it totally wrong. Like, there will be, like, it'll be a phrase like, 車はそこにあります. Or, 車はここにあります. And and it will divide up koko. Because it thinks, hako is a word. So it says, so you, in the word bank it'll say, 車、hako, ko ni arimasu, and those will each be separate. And it is a real bugger to work out exactly what's going on unless you already know it's getting it wrong. Densha no kippu wo kaimasu. So, I mean, it's a thing the AI doesn't have to worry about with other languages for the most part because the words are spaced apart. But in Japanese, the words aren't spaced apart. And so it's really, it becomes complicated. Oh, well, if I reported everything like that, I would be reporting literally every word bank. And the trouble with that is, it's like, I mean, the only option you have is something else went wrong for something like that. And if they had a free text field, I would write something in there, but without that, all I'm just giving them is a wild goose chase to work out what I'm talking about.
切符がありません。
I do not have a ticket. I mean, I will say, I report a lot of stuff. And I occasionally get emails back where they say, yeah, we worked out that was wrong. And fixed it. The language that I get the most? No, they don't. I mean, not in the report field. I have looked. Like, when you click something else went wrong, it doesn't open up. Interestingly, the language that I've gotten where they seem to be checking the most is Korean, because I pretty regularly get something back where it's like, yeah, we should have had that differently in Korean, or something like that. And the other ones that I've gotten responses for have been Isizulu for some reason. It's Korean and Isizulu. What gets me about Toronto especially is the lake. It can be boiling outside, and that lake will be like 5 degrees. That lake will be that lake will be so cold you will get hypothermia if you stay in it for 5 minutes, and only up to your waist at that. It'll be so hot you desperately want to jump into that lake, and the bloody lake... Oh, well, I haven't actually... I didn't realize that existed. I've got other color combinations on here. I've got, like, Chinese to Japanese and Chinese to Korean. I remember one day I was down at the beach. No, I've seen Lake Michigan during the winter. I've been to Chicago in the winter and I've photographed it. Gotten some amazing moody seaside shots there. I love seaside. I love photographing the seaside in winter. That is, you get images that are just goth as fuck. I love it. He went up the stairs.
どこかで私のコートを見ましたか?
No, but I haven't seen Lake Ontario there. Oh wow. So you could skate to New York.
どこかで私のコートを見ましたか?
Oh wow, no. You know, I don't think I've actually been to Toronto in the winter. I've been to Toronto in the fall. But not the winter. I've been to Winnipeg and oh, no, wait. I was in Toronto in the early winter when I took the train across Canada. And I remember getting out at this town. There's this town called Hornpain that is like half a day out of Toronto on the train. I don't think there's a road to get there. You have to take the train or a helicopter. Please go up the stairs. And it got out, and it was the first snow I'd
誰か
seen.
が川で泳いでいます。
Well, I've got, oh wow, I'm up to 9 people in chat. 9 people watching anyway. Not 9 in chat. I'm actually getting really close to affiliate at this point. I have Guarani with Spanish as a starting language, because that's the only one that's available. When I do the Spanish one, when it comes up, I randomly select, and one of the things that I do is I test out, like, when they'll have an English phrase, put this in Spanish. I test out to see if it's got the Chilean words for things, like micro for bus and stuff like that. Yeah. Have you done Winnipeg in the winter, though? That shit is wild. That is painful.
誰かが川で泳いでいます。
誰
誰か
が川で泳いでいます。Like here again, 泳いで, oyoi is not a word. Oyoi, as a noun, the connector form would be oyogi. Oyoide is all one unit, but the AI sees de, and de is a word of its own, so it makes it separate.
階段とエレベーターがあります。どっちがいいですか?
There are stairs and an elevator. Which do you prefer? どっちがいいですか? First of all, どっち is informal. That is informal speech. どちら or どの方がいいですか? Would be more polite ways of saying that. どっち is kind of informal. And どっちがいいですか can mean which do you prefer. But it can also just mean which is more advisable. Like, for example, let's say you're at Covent Garden Station in London. I've almost made the mistake. I remember Rick Mercer doing a thing called Snow in Toronto, where everybody's shocked about the snow in Canada. And it reminds me so much of it made me feel so much better about Cincinnati. Because Cincinnati gets like 2 centimeters of snow, and it's just a citywide freakout. And then the council go, yeah, we don't have salt, we're gonna have to get salt. There's at least one proper snowstorm a year here. And every time the councilor caught LBW because they somehow did not think they might need salt. And they have to go in a hurry and get it, and it's like car crashes all around until they finally get round to actually plowing and salting and stuff.
どっか
に出かけますか?
か
切符がありません. Oh, I bet. Yeah, I was in Cardiff one time, and all the time I spent in Cardiff, there was proper snow. It was like maybe 5 centimeters tops. The entire city shut down. The supermarkets closed. I was just trying to get cigarettes in the middle of the day, and the only thing open was the bloody 24-hour spa. And there ended up being this whole, like, group of people, all just desperately trying to find a shop that was open. There were like 20 of us, walking down the street trying to find someplace we could go into to buy food and smokes and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, winter in Santiago is a lot like that. I've rarely been properly cold in Santiago. Tomari.
泊まり
何キロ歩きましたか？
But everybody considers it cold. Like, if you wanted to experience cold in winter in Chile without going to Patagonia, I mean, you have to go to the seaside. The seaside, I mean, you go to the seaside in June and it is freezing.
何キロ歩きましたか？
何キロ
キロ
歩きましたか？ How many kilometers did you
高いと
walk?
ころは嫌いです。
I hate high places. Let's see, what countries have I been to? Okay, Canada, US. Panama. I mean, it was just to change planes, but I've been there. Colombia, Peru, Chile, Argentina. So that's 5 right there. Japan, Ireland, Wales, England, Scotland. So we're up to 11. Finland, Norway, Sweden, Germany, Austria. Okay, we're up to 16. Spain, France, Italy, Czech Republic, Switzerland. Where else? Well, I've been through Belgium. Any other places I've been to? I included Finland already. Let me see. What else? Yeah. Oh, that's my noise gate, probably. Oh, no. It's the heating. It's the central heating that you're probably hearing. So, what's that? 22 countries, I guess. And I've been to every province in Canada, none of the territories yet. The time I went, took the train across Canada. Japan, that's the only one I've been to so far. I'd like to go to Korea. Be interested in checking out Australia as well.
冬の山は危ないところです。冬の山は危ない
ところです。夏にもきっと安全とは言えないだろうが。危ない。危ねえ。
門
交番。
交番
泊まり。玄関。Yeah, I mean, some of them I've only spent like half an hour in. I mean, I spent 45 minutes on a refueling stop in St. John's in Newfoundland. I spent like 5 minutes changing coaches in Nova Scotia. Spent a week on Prince Edward Island. I've spent months in the aggregate in Quebec and Ontario. I spent a week in New Brunswick. Spent a fortnight in Manitoba. A couple of hours in Alberta, in Edmonton and Jasper, which is gorgeous. Absolutely, I mean, Jasper is beautiful. And they have warnings on all of the bins, all the council bins, say to make sure to keep them closed because bears will get in. And then I spent a week or so in BC in Vancouver. みどりちゃんと抹茶が好きだから静岡県に行きたい。静岡県に行ったことはないんだけどね、私は留学で名古屋に短期滞在をしました。一夏、95年の夏、を名古屋市で過ごしましたね。で、静岡県はまだです。青木ヶ原とか、本当におもろいね。
50メートル北に歩きます。50メートル北に歩きます。
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, you got these towns that are just out in the middle of nowhere, like miles from anything, surrounded by lakes and forest and stuff, like Hornbane or Sioux Lookout, you know. Which, on the train across Canada, the train from Toronto to Vancouver, Sioux Lookout is the first time you will find any Wi-Fi. The whole time. There isn't onboard Wi-Fi because apparently the, North American shield, some geological formation causes problems. But when you stop for an hour and a half or so in Sioux Lookout, you can get Wi-Fi. I was able to like give people an update because I couldn't even get my mobile to work. I mean, when you're in Northern Ontario, I mean, there's no signal, there's no Wi-Fi, there's nothing. I mean, it's not until you get to like the excitement that is southern Saskatchewan and Manitoba that you start to be able to reliably pick up some kind of a signal. So that's like 18-20 hours where you're gonna be completely out of touch. Which I don't mind when I'm traveling. I kind of like not being available constantly.
危ない。玄関。
廊下。止まり。切符。
どこか他のところへ行きましょう。
Let's go. Sorry, somewhere else. Yeah, I bet. Where do you go in Northern Ontario? 学校の前で止まりましょう。
冬の山は危なかったです。
The mountain was dangerous in winter. Yeah, I mean, just Ontario is already bloody huge. I mean, you look at the states that it borders on. I mean, it starts out with a bit of Vermont, then New York for a while, and then Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, and then all the way to Minnesota. That is a huge width. It seems like, wow, 11. I got 11 people watching right now. That's different. Did I get rated or something? No, I didn't. I just have 11 people. It's rarely in the double digits up in here. Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, one of the things that gets me about the train that goes from Toronto to Winnipeg, you know, and all the way to Vancouver is, like, the biggest town in Northern Ontario, Thunder Bay, is circumvented. Like, I mean, I guess there is probably another train from Toronto to Thunder Bay, but, I mean, you could have it. It also skips Calgary. It apparently used to go to Calgary, but now it just skips it and goes, hello, Sig Cypher. Oh, wow. I really might actually get to that affiliate thing fairly soon at this rate. Let's see. I'm going to check my achievements here. Let's see. Well, yes. Welcome, everyone. 2.33, average of 2.33 viewers. It's going up. I need average of 3 in order to be able to apply for affiliate. Okay. Yes, welcome everyone. Welcome lurkers. And if you haven't already, let me give you... Oh, that's not the right link. Well, where's the Discord? Oh, you've joined the Discord. Welcome, welcome. Here, let me give the Discord link so everybody can get it. And I think when I finish, when I level up in Japanese, I'm gonna call it a day. Because I have to do some food-related stuff.
学校の前で止まりましょう。
Yes, leave a follow, please. I'm almost up to 70 follows. I'm at 69 right now, which is nice, but...
今日は何キロメートル走りますか?
How many kilometers will run you today? Will you run today?
1キロメートルは1000メートルです。
1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. Oh, well, my dinner is going to be soup. It's going to be, I made a big thing of soup the other night. And so it's going to be soup with some pasta in it and a whole lot of parmigiano reggiano. My winter minestra. La mia minestra invernale. But minus the celery because we just didn't happen to have it and I didn't think to buy it. ここで止まってはいけません。I think if you've got a Fitbit, you can start to end up having kilometers running you.
その道は危ないです。
I think if you're trying to get to partner, followers start to matter. But I might be wrong about that. Yeah, it's tomatoes, carrots, a bunch of potato, garlic, onions, in a butter olive oil base, and I had some homemade veg broth that I put in it. ここでその道は危ないです。That road is dangerous. Now, this can be figurative as well. I mean, その道は危ないです can mean like a literal road, but it can also mean that's a dangerous path to take. Like, oh, okay. Well, I'm still going for affiliate. I imagine once you get affiliate, you get boosted a little bit more than I'm getting right now, so. その道は危ないです。角で止まってください。完璧だぞ。Okay, so we've leveled up. Let's see where we are on the league table. Okay, I'm in 3rd place. This stream did the trick. I am in the promoting zone. And I will be back tomorrow evening for a few hours, between about 4 to 7, I imagine. So, thank you. Okay, yes. I mean, I'm looking forward to getting subs. That'll be nice. I'm trying to build this as sort of a fallback as well for when translations are slow. So subs would be nice. I'd like to be getting subs and primes and shit. That would make my life a lot easier and allow me to do a lot more of this too. So I'm gonna call it a night. Yeah, 4 to 7 U.S. Eastern time. So what's that? 10 to 10 to 1 a.m. Yeah, your time. So thank you to all the new followers. Thank you to Tim. Thank you Valentim. It was just Tim today this time, but I had a couple last night. Martian of Sinope and Blaue Chips. Thanks to both of you. Thanks to everybody who has shown up and joined in chat and made chat so lively. That is really lovely to see. Join us tomorrow at say about 4 to 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern time, and we'll do more of this. So have a good evening. Thanks to everybody. And you 3 or 4 people who've been lurking, don't be strangers in chat. I'd love to hear from you. And for anyone who likes to support the stream, I love to find new patrons over on my Patreon. And those $5 tier patrons, in addition to getting the early access to my instructional content, like my Learn Korean Through Music videos, also get to choose my language for me at least once per stream. Have a good night. Good to see you all. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow, maybe with some more people joining us as well.